Hi, I'm Magda from I'm a Little Creature. We'll have an Easter soon, so you're probably working on the bunnies or other Easter decorations, and today I would like to show you the project I'm working on, patterned by LittleOwlsHut Easter Bunny. Cute Easter Bunny, two versions of the ears. I translated the pattern into Polish, so it's a good opportunity to present you the project. You see crochet pattern, designer Julia Ogol, skill level intermediate. As for materials and tools, the designer used the Lotus Trawka stretch by Camtex, 2 skeins of white, 70% acrylic, 28% polyamide, 2% lycra. If you want to crochet short ears, you need the yarn. The designer used Semenovskaya Natasha, small amount. The designer used crochet hook 2 mm, for the eyes 2 block bits 10 mm in diameter. You need the brush Velcro to brush the toy, something for tinting, and there is also cotter pin joint between head and body. You will see, I'll show you. And the finished size of the toy, regarding the material stated in the pattern, 12 centimeters height and 13 centimeters length from chest to tail. I used the yarn gray. This is Nako Pari, color number 10914, 60% polyamide, 40% acrylic. Really soft yarn. I used the same yarn but white for Cute Owl by LittleOwlsHut. I recommend you to watch my Amigurumi workshop presentation about the owl. And I used crochet hook 2.5 millimeters. I don't know the finished size of my toy. I will show you in the second part of the video later. And if you want to make the toy of the similar size as in the pattern, you should crochet the swatch, especially if you want to make the short ears. I didn't make short ears, so I didn't have to crochet the swatch. You see head and body. Firstly, I crocheted the head. A marker goes along the center under the head, so shift stitches are needed, and you should also place additional markers for the muzzle, for the left and the right eye, and for the cotter pin. Because I didn't have a cotter pin, I inserted plastic joints. You see, this is the first part with the sticking end, the washer and the end. My plastic joint, the disc, is 18 millimeters in diameter and the pin is 2 centimeters. I've put the first part of the plastic joint with the sticking end through the stitches of a head before closing the opening, and when I had ready the body, I've put this sticking end also through the stitches of the body. There's everything is marked in the pattern, so you see the sticking end, and then I'll have to put on the washer and secure it with the end. I also burned the ends with a hot spoon to secure the joint better. But you see that my end is quite thick, so I had the difficulties to insert it through the stitches. I had to widen this hole for this end using similar size of crochet hook, trying to widen this, and everything is okay now. And after securing, I will continue crocheting the body as it's stated in the pattern. But as for the head, when I put this plastic joint, I put the stuffing and closed the opening. I sculpted the eye sockets and embroidered the muzzle. For the muzzle, designer marks 7 points how to insert the needle to make this cute muzzle. So I'll have to brush the head and tint the nose, mouth and eye sockets before gluing the bits. I'm holding safety eyes, and I will sew this end and make half bits and glue it later. So here's the head and body, not finished yet. You see also the ears, long ears. I'll have to brush and sew it to the head later. And I also crocheted the front paws separately, but you see that these paws are attached to the body. I inserted the hook through the stitches of the paws and body to attach the paws. What is important, tail and front paws are similar to each other, so I recommend you to mark the tail and this paws because unfortunately I made a mistake while attaching the paws. I attached one paw and a tail, so I had to unravel the body once again and correct that error. And now everything is okay, the tail, 2 paws, and I will continue. You see the legs, left hind leg and right hind leg. I marked them to avoid a mistake while attaching to the body later, so you may also do this. I forgot to tell you that the marker goes along the center top of the body, so you have to make a shift stitches. Everything is described in the pattern. And what is to do next? I have to brush the body, paws, head, legs, ears with Velcro. I'll have to sew the hind legs and embroider the paws with thread. And finally tint the bunny and add whiskers. So I back to work and see you in a moment. I finished the bunny. Look at this. What I did in the first part, I showed you that the body wasn't finished yet, so I finished the body, attached the tail, then I sewed all the parts and I pinned these parts before sewing. Firstly, I brushed the bunny with Velcro. I embroidered the paws. The designer embroidered the paws before assembling legs, and I embroidered after sewing to the body with the black thread. I also tinted the muzzle, tinted eye sockets before gluing the half beads. And you see this whites, the designer is embroidering yarn, white yarn, and I needle felted the whites below the eyes. I used this felting needle and white yarn for felting, just a little scrap, I show you, and I roll this like this, and I attached below the half bead, and I used this needle and was inserting this needle like that, so I get this white, and I glue the false eyelashes. Finally, I tinted the bunny, inner part of the ears, tips of the paws, and for tinting I used this soft pastels, and mostly this color for inner part and for the nose, and the brown for eye sockets for the nose. I attached whiskers with a fishing line and decorated the bunny with a purple ribbon. And you see, because of the plastic joints or cutter pins, if you use the cutter pins, the bunny can move his head. And how long I crocheted the bunny? I crocheted within 3 evenings probably. So you'll definitely manage to do this bunny before Easter. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it's useful for you. In the blog there are photos I took during working on this project, as always I do. You find useful links in video description. Thank you for a thumbs up, for subscribing my channel, my blog, and see you in next Amigurumi workshop and my tutorials. Bye!